because
You all went
apparently
very quiet after that then. What's up?
I have an
We're,
idea.
we're waiting
but
on.
Swede has an idea.
Yeah,
So
and
Swede's
Sweet has
idea.
to roll his thing.
there we go. Illusion.
Alright, what kind of illusion are you trying to make?
Of course. Why not? Something simple as a beautiful woman.
Oh
Oh
Jesus!
my god, really? That's what you...
Well, yeah. You wanted something that they would look at.
Oh
Oh,
Jesus!
you don't even know if they're into that. You don't see...
Victoria's making assumptions here, King.
I'd look
Alright.
at it.
Don't disturb Ricario when Ricario's
So
working.
let's see. An 8. What does that mean? It just affects what?
On a
like
7 and
1
8,
sense?
the illusion is imperfect. It only affect one sense. Here's the thing, though. I have Arc Illusionist, which means I can each illusion affects one more sense. So
Okay.
it affects.
What's
It
it?
only affects 2 senses.
Yeah.
Anything more than a cursory inspection will reveal its flaw, and it only holds for a minute or so.
Alright, so what 2 senses?
Obviously, it will look like a beautiful woman, and it will, I don't know,
Sound?
smell?
What?
What? Fuck?
Okay.
No, actually, no.
Sound?
Sound.
Sound.
What am I saying? Yeah, it will look and sound like a beautiful woman.
He's actually
Alright.
walking in slow motion.
Yeah,
Fine.
so this
I'll-
beautiful woman comes around a corner right there, turns around the corner and starts walking towards them. Let's see.
Yes. Just watch her win them over.
So,
So-
she walks up towards them, and starts to converse with them, and one of them, like one of the guards, like gets in front of the guy, and says, "Not right now, miss." And as he goes to put his hand out to like pass or like shove her past, his hand just goes through it, and then it vanishes.
Can I try and
Um,
interrupt this before it happens, or
But wait, in that time, Kent Eustace...
Yeah. Can I? My first target is the fancy one.
Sure.
and
All right.
I was asking, can I try and interrupt him from touching the illusion?
So let's go in steps. The illusion is currently approaching him. They seem to be focused on the illusion. Eustace rolls to pickpocket, gets an 11. So
Yep.
what's your move there? What's it do?
When you pick locks or pockets or disable traps, roll dex. On a 10, you do it no problem. That's all it says. There's a
Great,
7.
congratulations. You get you basically pickpocket his wallet, and it's got like you can investigate the wallet later.
Okay.
All right, Barnaby.
Well, doesn't really matter unless... Are you going to go for more of them, Eric? Are you going to go for...
I'm going to try on one of the other
Okay,
guards.
So I see the guard approaching, and I start walking over, and Barnaby, not really seeing the whole plan through, but when he sees him reaching for him, I'm basically going to pretend to drip and knock the guard over with me.
Okay.
What should I roll for that?
Us revealing Eustace behind him.
Let's do.
Well, no, I mean,
a-
I'm going in from the side, so they will be looking at me and the guard, basically. Because the guard must be on the woman's side if he's going to, touch her.
Let's
Oh,
do defy danger with
why?
charisma.
Okay,
You silly guard.
my worst stat. This is gonna suck. Hey!
Oh,
Not completely,
hey.
though.
All right, cool. So you stumble into him. He kind of catches you, right? The woman, I assume, just immediately walks away,
Yes.
and now all 3 of them are looking at you, Barnaby, and one of them's holding you.
I just kind of pull myself back up and just try to... Oh, terribly sorry, lads. Terribly sorry. I'll be...
Damn welding mask.
Yeah. Oh no, I flicked up the welding mask. I flicked it up. And okay, as I'm walking away, I just go, "That was a terrible accident." And I release the flip on the welding mask, so it falls down and smashes me in the lip. So I just stumble over and go, "Oh god, I'm fucking bleeding. Shit."
One second.
Oh no!
What items did you say you had on you?
Shit. Okay, I've got 4 coin protective clothing. I'm guessing they don't get that. Dungeon rations, bag of books, my rifle, which is slung to me, my propulsion gloves, my boots, and my grenades. Oh, and a spell book and a bayonet on the end of the
Your
rifle.
protective clothing tears on your way down and revealing yourself to the crowd.
Let's say, all right, I got it. You know, they look at you. The one catches you, and they kind of look at all like you, like, oh, this guy's weird. He sticks out, but they don't. You know, you get up, you walk away.
Okay.
They're kind of keeping. One of them is keeping an eye on you. You could say they're at like a higher alert than they were before.
Yeah,
Okay,
basically what
yeah,
I'm doing,
you
just to basically buy use this time, is I'm walking like away backwards and profusely apologizing. And I pulled that stunt with the fucking welder's mask.
Nah, Eustace, with all that's gone on, no, Eustace isn't gonna pickpocket one of the guards. What he has is good enough. He just sort of... is there, like, an alley or something like that nearby?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
There's always
Eustace
alleys.
just, like, backs into the alley silently.
Cool.
Yeah, do I see Eustace? Charlie Eustace went into watching.
Yes.
Okay, I make my way there as well. Because on the off chance that Barnaby has decided to be really clever and back away towards the group I am.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to start anything more of them. I back away, I regroup. I don't make any
Yeah.
moves on my own.
I am on to Eustace in the alley.
So, in this alley, I'm in the shadows now. No one can see me. I looked through the wallet.
Hello, Eustace. Zale says as he creeps up behind him.
Oh, hi, Zale.
Let's see. One of the there's a couple like bits of paperwork. One of them is definitely like an identification card. It's got like the Salazar crest on it.
Okay.
And it's also got like 4 coin in there.
Oh, cool. Nice. Nice.
You should give that to Sale. You spent 3 earlier.
Zale has more... So did I. Zale has more money than I do
Why
right now.
Why the fuck did Eustace go buy a hooker?
No, I bought bolts.
Oh!
Barnaby
I thought
just
King
like
paid that
walks.
for that.
I got 2.
Barnaby
Price
walks
of what?
over to like Eustace as he's like holding 4 coins. Says, "You should give that to me. I gave to charity today."
I should, Eustace says, and then pockets it himself anyways.
It's like, so you found an identification then?
Yep, and Eustace hands it to Ricario. Think you could make things like this for us?
Yeah, sure. By the way, I'm ending my 2 previous illusions, so somewhere inside of there, a dude that looks like a Templar suddenly looks like no longer like a Templar.
Oh, Jesus.
And say goodbye, Annabelle. the woman illusion just waves and then poof.
Okay, based on, like, the actual, now that I can actually inspect the ID and the papers, like, do I have a better idea of what what business people would have here? Like, what sort of information is listed on here? What is the...
Sure. Let's see. He appears to be the identification card. It doesn't. There's no pictures or anything, right? Because
Okay.
nobody takes fucking pictures. It's not the age of pictures.
It could
more
be a
of
detailed sketch.
Nope, not even that.
I'll give it
it's
a
more
try.
of. It's more of just a banker's member's card, that kind of thing. Like, oh, you just flash the card. All right, you're an accepted person. Sure, you can come talk. But the rest of this guy in particular's paperwork is about moving an item that has recently come into their acquisition. It's got kind of expected delivery dates.
Yep.
And
Eustace brings
where
this
it's
up
going.
and shows it.
Does it have a date? Does it have a date and time and like a location?
It has, yes. The paperwork says moving. It's mostly just got dates, times, and locations. So like it says like a particular building in the market and mercantile at like 3 o'clock. And then at 6 o'clock, it's in the civil defense. At 8 o'clock, it's in Thiefland. And then at midnight, it arrives in the industrial zone.
Nice.
Right now.
So I'm going to write that down so I don't forget.
Yeah, because I already have, so I mean...
Me too.
So it's just the industrial zone? Industrial zone?
It's going all over the place. Market and mercantile,
Yeah.
civil defense, thiefland, industrial zone.
Well, yeah, because like we knew from Larsad's letter that that we already knew the industrial zone was the final destination, but now we know.
Right.
It's,
Well, we don't know for certain if this is the same thing. I wouldn't say that's an unreasonable guess, but, for the record, voice of reason, we can't be absolutely positive that this is it.
Alright. I don't know, I kind of thought I would be the voice of reason, but very well. Even though I've done nothing.
The reasons of what I recall your
Eustace just sort of looks at Zale, and you can see, like, the memories of Zale. First thing he does, walks off with 2 prostitutes, just, like, flashes across Eustace's eyes.
I mean, like, I think that's pretty reasonable.
Now,
Our
King,
voice of
do you
reason,
want-
the first thing he does is get an STD.
You
So,
don't know
what do
if
we
I have
want?
that or not.
okay, so what time is it right now, Austin? Like
It's probably like 11 a.m.
So,
11. Alright,
am
so
I
we
gonna-
have time.
Yeah, we got over
Follow this
12.
schedule.
Barnaby just suggests we could wait at the border of industrial zone and try and ambush them. Not violently, just...
Border of industrial zone and Thiefland is what I'm thinking. Is a large border though. Oh, there are 6 of us.
Perhaps the
I
border
would think-
of Thiefland and civil defense then. It's thinner.
I would agree with Barnaby. It's thinner, so there's less places to go, and we have less risk of... The Salazars don't have quite as much control in that
Wait.
area.
Where?
Wait.
What was the
We have
date
to
and
worry
time
about.
and civil defense? And
Wait,
It
wait.
was like 8, right?
Let's see. It is crossing from civil to Thiefland at 8.
Wait,
Okay, cool.
are we kidnapping people?
No,
So-
we're kidnapping items. That's theft.
Okay, so I was just thinking, alright, so King just says, alright, well, for now we go back to the lighthouse. We'll make sure to get to that border before 8.
That's
Actually-
some bold history.
Eustace is gonna discern realities on these plans to see if he can, infer detail based on them.
Okay.
Oh my god, it worked. Wow.
Ask your 3.
Let's see. What should I be on the lookout for? Based on what I see here, how I would imagine they would probably be transporting something like this, what should I be on the lookout for?
Sure. So, based off of what you know, this is going to be tricky to identify the person carrying it, right? Because they're able to make it from the market and mercantile all the way through to the industrial zone. So they're not going to be a Templar, or they'd never make it through Thiefland. But they're not going
Right.
to be Salazar, because they'd never make it into the market. It's going to be
Gotcha.
tricky to find who's holding it.
Alright,
Okay.
actually, I'm just thinking, since with the route it's taking, since it's going from market to civil to Thiefland to industrial zone, I think we can infer this is the Templar item because they're deliberately avoiding
Right.
the park. Which,
It's coming out of Templar territory, but going through as little Templar
Yeah.
territory.
yeah, it's
Okay,
going around the Templar Park. Yeah.
So, as well, I guess just what here is useful or valuable to me with these plans? Aside from, I don't know, if I already know that just based on what you said, that's fine. I can
Well,
see
we
that.
can figure out something else that's useful or valuable.
Anyone have anything that saw this itch down or something?
No.
Wait. You flip past a couple of pages, and it's determined that the package is going to be small.
Ooh, okay, that's good. What here is not what it appears to be, just in case.
Hmm. You notice next to each of the kind of ledger entries are marked with different initials. You weren't sure what those might be, but you think some of them might actually be fake, like fake ledger items.
Okay. Ooh, exciting.
GDL. There would not be a single man alive called Grunt Deadlift.
So I say,
Run deadlift.
alright, so we're going back to the lighthouse then. There.
Alright.
Stake out. Actually, can't Eustace spend some time staking out? Oh wait, no, you're not an assassin anymore.
No,
So-
yeah, I don't have stakeout. I can look for traps, but
So I will bring it to your guys' attention that Zale actually has a very useful ability for this.
oh, that's right, he does.
Oh,
He
that's
does?
true. Yeah.
Oh, I can be relevant.
That's why I was
That's fine.
thinking maybe we could. I just wanted to see if we could get Mandel to look.
Dale's in the background.
Because if it's gonna be like, and I got people for that role, King is going to. No, we're not wasting Caesar
Dale's
agency
to-
resources.
Zell's to the side and he's asleep, and then he hears his name. He's like, "What? What? I was listening. What were you
Austin,
saying?"
when I have to roll, I've got people for that. For Mandel to just look at Zale.
Yeah.
I've got people for that. It's so fucking worthless. Just
Do you have people for that? Yes.
To
I
look at
roll.
me.
Yeah, you know, STDs.
can I ask, what is
Excuse
Zale's flow of time thing? Like, stopped clock outside of time, aging backwards. What is it?
I'm outside of time.
Okay, yeah.
Skipping around just comes naturally to you. When you spend a tick,
Yeah.
you may choose and gain an equal amount of tick instead of talk. When you time skip multiple times, reduce the duration of a long journey down to moments. Sadness.
Shove it up your ass.
Excuse me,
Whoa.
sir.
Wow.
Excuse
Anyway.
me.
Aging backwards
Anyway.
is fucking ridiculous.
Your clock mage has something that could be useful
Yeah.
for you here.
Mage.
He can just skip forward time and skip back time.
You want me to skip forward?
Well, we'd have to get to civil defense first. So,
All right. I'll
yeah,
prep
we'll
myself.
make our way. We'll make our way. I'm
Yes.
sure Chelsea's enjoying her time off, so we're gonna.
Oh, even better. He has perfect timing. That's right.
He's mentally prepping himself, and then he hears something again. He's like, "Wait, what?"
Okay, so we're going to civil defense.
Alrighty.
Oh boy.
Which
As we're
way are you
walking-
going? Are you going through Thiefland or through Templar
No,
Park?
we're going through Templar Park.
Yes, Templar.
Have
Okay.
any reason to fear?
So, like, we'd probably go up and around and then just park ourselves about. Oh, can't click.
Up and down and all around.
Let's
I
see.
can't. Oh,
We're
As
going
you're
through
walking,
yeah.
Templar Park's legs.
as you're walking towards the gate into Templar Park, you
it's
notice that
gated.
there are actually quite a few Templar like outside of it, and there's like a large number of people like outside of the gate trying to like get in.
We want in. Yeah, we want.
Oh dear.
So I'm seeing this. I'm thinking like, okay. I hold up everyone else, and I think, let's go to Templar Park through the slums. We'll visit the long arm. Let's
Okay.
stop by the long arm.
I
Hmm.
guess.
I like how we got Lassard, our mercenary guy, and he's just bartender. That's what we have a mercenary doing.
He probably
Basically.
appreciates it.
We head to the long arm.
Glorified bartender.
Park. Yeah.
Let's see. So you end up walking back past the guy who was proselytizing, and as he kind of notices you again, he points specifically at King, and like makes a call out to his apparent wealth, like you are the problem, you are the reason we are this way, that kind of thing. And it looks like the people in the crowd are actually extraordinarily pissed.
Wherever
Look
I
angry,
go,
sir.
mobs of poor people get angry at me.
Do you say that out loud?
Oh,
No, I don't.
no.
I'm kind of disappointed you didn't, to be honest.
It seems like such an in-character thing.
Barnaby
you
grips
do?
it. Barnaby like unslings his rifle. He doesn't point at anyone. He just kind of like
I
holds it.
encourage
To his
us
chest.
all to. We're all just hurrying.
Yeah, just walk faster.
So-
grip your
So
gear.
as you're passing, the man on the box specifically calls out something to the lines of, and it's the Salazar filth that controls these lands, that hoards our money and spends it on waste. Look upon them. He is the product of the Salazars, for they do us wrong.
Wow.
Hmm.
I'm just assuming. Wow, this guy thinks all rich people look alike. Fucking racist.
We should call him out on his bigotry. We should yell at him. That
So what do
will
you
end
do?
well.
Boo!
You know what? That actually does touch on my pride a little bit. I stop in my tracks and I turn around.
Oh Jesus.
And
Barnaby actually gets
character.
excited.
I point at the crowd and say, "I am not a Salazar."
And the priest the proselytizer looks back at you and says, "Yes, are you not? Then share your wealth with us. Be better than those who are."
Share my wealth with them, and it's like, and I was thinking, share your wealth with us. And I'm actually kind of considering this. It's like, all right, what kind of wealth do you want? Like coin?
He looks back at you and says, "It's not what you can specifically do for us. It's what you can do for the citizens of Kaywald." He makes a gesture and says, "Look at us. We are sick. We are dying. We are poor. But you have stood and done nothing."
Like, so,
Something.
Can I walk up to him? Can I ask for the stand to make a bold declaration to the people
Have you seen
of
this
what
guy?
I plan to
He
do?
gets off his box and says, "Choose your words carefully, for most of us look upon you or look down upon you."
Hmm.
And I say, the Salazars. How long have you known them?
The crowd doesn't seem to be.
How long
responding
have
to
they
you.
sat upon their ivory tower and looked down upon you, thinking you cretins,
They-
using you as little more than oil in their machine?
What's oil?
Oil's
They
probably
had
fine.
oil.
Barnaby
Yeah,
only works
yeah.
with steam and magic.
As I say,
Said
mark
oil.
my words, the Salazars will lose all power by my hand. And when we strip their carcass bare, all of you will share in the wealth.
Oil is like a rich fuel, Barnaby.
Huh.
It's some non-polar chemical
It's like,
substance.
we will strike them down, we will strip their carcasses, and we will dance their wealth amongst the people of this amongst the people of this city, the common folk.
You start to get some interest from the
Yeah.
people, but the rest of them are like, what about now? That's in the future, and those are just words. Words are wind.
Say, and I say, for right now, well, you are all. And I say, have any of you ever been to the Long Arm Tavern?
No. I can't afford it.
Well, everyone here can eat, drink, and sleep around, outside, and even inside the Long Arm Tavern for free.
Ricario's hat flies off.
Barnaby just
For free.
like puts his head in his hands and goes, "Oh God, he turned it into a lost leader."
Just used to sort of, rubs his temple, pinches between his eyes. Oh, Jesus, we just rebuilt the fucking place.
That tavern used to be a hive of corruption made of wood. Now it is a stone sanctuary, and I bid you all to take refuge. It was rebuilt by my hands.
The guy who was proselytizing kind of says, "Yes, thank you, my lord.
Lord,
We
oh,
will
Jesus.
direct our way, and
Yes,
we
my
thank
lord.
you again. And then he gets back up on the box after like shoving you away, like, you know, you've done what you needed to do. And he says to the people, have hope, for there are those among us who still care.
Barnaby just yells, "Woo!" and fires a shot off into the air.
God damn it! Okay, King leads his party away towards the long arm. He has not yet realized what he just promised.
King, do
You're
you
actually
realize what you
followed by
promised?
a crowd.
Hey.
Everybody just ask, King,
what
do you
else?
realize what you promised?
I said you're actually, like, as you start to walk away, you're being followed by a crowd of probably
Alright,
like 12 poor diseased
Okay,
folk.
I look behind me and say, "Onwards to the long arm!" Still in my fervor.
Barnaby just like
Wow.
falls in with the poor people, just turns to one of them and says, "So those Salazars, eh? Cunts."
I
The
know,
guy, the
right?
guy looks back at you and says, well, they employ me. They keep me fed. I'm
Yeah.
paid. Without them, I'd be dead.
I'm
Barnaby
imagining
just kind of like goes, "Huh, yeah, cunts."
I like to. It's like on Flintstones, like with those animals that you use as things. It's like it's a living.
What was the name of the woman I bought the long arm from again?
Oh, shit.
Ravnus?
Yeah.
That sounds
She
familiar.
dead, though.
I don't know. I bought the long arm from somebody.
I don't remember who. I lost my notes.
She was like a bartender. Anyway, once we get to the long arm, I open the doors for the people and just scream in towards the bartender, "Drinks on me!"
Okay, Eustace, before we even get there, I'm just gonna try discern realities on these. No, fuck up. God damn it.
Oh dear.
Eustace, I don't know why I gave
Can I
Eustace
assist?
9 wisdom.
Could I assist, maybe?
I think it's too late. I think you have to assist before a year roll. I think. Am I
Yeah,
wrong?
assist comes before the roll.
I just
Don't worry, I'll go back in time so that you can know.
basically keep a very close eye on the crowd of people following us, just in case anything might go wrong.
They smell like those women I had.
Oh Jesus!
Should I be concerned with that? Maybe.
You might want to have Mendel look at you, but if it's interesting, you might regret getting checked out.
So,
Interesting.
so when you mention that, actually, you look back in the crowd that's following him, and there definitely are a couple of prostitutes.
Oh.
Hey,
Hey, Samantha.
I just
Employ that for
clap.
the long arm.
I just clap Zale on the back and say, "Please don't double dip right
Okay,
now."
okay, I have to ask, like, as we're approaching the long arm, can Larsad just, like, be outside? And like, he sees us approaching with, like, 12 seats written.
All right. So here's
Like,
here's
just
here's the
eyes
strat.
wide.
Here's the strat. He is standing outside of the long arm. He has a glass mug in one hand, and he's cleaning it with a rag. He's got his foot up against the wall, and he's just kind of leaning there. He looks up, looks at you, notices your robes are like super dirty, notices the mob of poor people behind you, just goes inside and shuts the door and puts a sign that says we're closed.
He just instantly knows what happened.
Barnaby walks up and knocks.
So I will say, as you're walking through the slums, there is a large Templar presence, and we're talking like
up.
patrols of 4 people, maybe. Two are clearly knights, and
Alright,
other
I'll
2
mute.
are like clearly more like priest type.
Oh, mano.
Alex, sweet, in your mind, are they just around, just like flexing?
Some of them, some of them, they can't stop flexing. Just like, oh, yeah, it feels good.
I think they're responding to that dead patrol in Thiefland, but then why would they be
Oh,
out here
my
in the
back.
slums?
As
Dead
you're
patrol
walking towards them,
Oh.
you actually while you're walking towards the long arm. There's another Templar group where one is clearly like a priest, but this one is again a proselytizer, speaking to a crowd, telling them how Chris will turn their life around, and Chris can save them from what they're suffering now. For Chris saves us all in the end.
Oh wow! Is Chris taking credit for my humanitarian effort?
Of course!
Sorry.
I just whisper. I just like turn to one of them, the same guy who I called his employees cunts earlier on, and say, "Don't listen. It's King who will save you, not Chris."
He says,
Is he?
"We'll see. So far, Chris hasn't done shat for me. We'll see what King can do."
So Zale like leans into Barnaby and not realizing like the name, he leans in and he's like, so is he like really a king?
You know, I somehow doubt it.
Does Jebediah have a brother who took the name of Country?
Let's see. So as you pass, the priest actually points you out, King, and says, "Ah, are you guided by the good god Chris? Do you follow in his lighted footsteps?"
Somebody did.
Eustace just sort of sits down, just puts his head in his hands. Oh, Jesus fucking!
And I say, I gotta look around. Like, are you talking to me?
Yes, you. Surely Chris is the one that has given you the gift of your wealth. And look at you, benefiting the poor. Why, there's a true believer of Chris in there. I can see it.
And kind of looking around, seeing how many Templars are around.
Quite a few. There's probably like 3 knights, and like there's one guy carrying a rifle.
And I say, I kind of clear my throat. Yes, certainly. Chris guides every decision I make. I'd like to believe he informs me.
As he's looking at you, like, his eyes seem to roll back in his head as he's like looking at you, and he reaches a hand out. You know, like he's pretty far away, and he says, "Shoot, who was your employee that died?"
My employee? Oh, Myers?
Yes, he holds out his hand. He holds out his hand to you and says, but you still have guilt weighing upon your chest. I feel Myers reaching out. Do you have something to repent?"
Myers' ghost is reaching out with like strangling arms, trying to choke Jebediah from beyond the grave.
I just want to point out, did anyone actually ever tell King and Myers died?
I think he just assumed.
A pirate, right? A pirate told us.
He drowned, right?
Yeah, he didn't come back, and we just sort of assumed he drowned.
Something I would like to repent.
We sent him to clean something in the river, and he never came back, and we assumed he drowned.
Myers is reaching out to me.
He's underpaid. He seems covered in water, wet. Surely, did he drown?
Well, we assumed he did.
We
Does
never
not
really
that
went
weigh
looked.
heavy upon your soul, my son?
What did he say?
Does that weigh heavy upon your soul, my son? Do you feel as if it is your fault?
King, just kind of the save face says, I should have washed my robes myself.
Jesus.
And he looks, he quote unquote looks at you, but you know his eyes are still like in the back of his head, and he says,
Ow.
Let's see. What does he
By
say?
giving in to my greed and standing upon the ivory tower to watch him grovel at my feet and wash my coats, it was that cowardice and greed that led to his death at my hands. By
He
the ocean.
looks at you and says, yes, it is my son, and his death will not be the last. nor was it the first. You have a long road ahead, and it does not end well.
I really hope King dies in this session now, just as he said you have a long road ahead of me.
Oh my god.
It's something just like collapses on him.
A long
So-
road ahead.
A long road ahead, and it does not end well. And as he says that, his like eyes go back into his head, and he kind of he looks a little confused.
King turns to his party. All right, I'm gonna live for ages.
Okay. At this point, King just kind of uncomfortably opens the tavern door to look at Larsad and say, "It's like, you think you can handle 12 people?"
He shrugs and says, "We'll find out."
Because he's just kind of coming down from his high of speaking to the crowd and riling them up. And he's like, he points to the crowd and says, "Let a feast begin."
Oh boy.
To rush in.
All right, so you're going to need to spend some capital to make this feast actually work.
Oh, I think you can just eat. What's that? The long arm. Let's see. Did I have gained the long arm, a capital from the long arm being completed?
Yeah.
So I would have 2 capital to work with. I'll spend a capital just so that they can, just to keep them under, from eating another riot, and they can have the stocks of food and stuff.
All right, so let's see here. As long as you are sustaining poor folk here, that's going to be -1 capital a game. So,
So
on top of
canceling
that,
out the
long,
earnings.
yeah, you're canceling out the earnings from the long arm by sustaining the poor folk here.
Right. Well, we'll see how this goes for now. For now, they are sustained.
Yeah. All right, so what do you guys want to do next? I'm just going to burn some time.
Our way to civil defense. We're gonna see if we can pass through the Templar Park. The
Okay.
shield.
So you guys approach the Templar Park, and the gate here is again swarmed in Templars, but they don't seem to be, as on guard. There's still traffic. People are moving from the slums to the park without too much issue.
And I'm back.
Welcome back.
I fell asleep.
That's true.
What are we doing?
We're
Passing,
heading to Templar Park.
yeah.
I just allowed all the poor people to eat the long arm.
Sorry, I'll mute while I eat.
So I'm
Alright.
endearing myself to the poor, so angry mobs aren't.
Let's see here. All right, so you guys are currently in the Templar Park. By
Don't you
now-
need my abilities?
By now, it's 1 p.m.
Exciting.
Because you
Very
said you
excited.
needed my abilities
I'm
or
back.
something, but I don't know what it was. I forgot what it was.
Oh, the perfect timing or whatever, that one where we arrive exactly when we need to.
Okay.
Or when you arrive, and I'm assuming by extension
So,
the people
right.
you're escorting.
Templar Park now. Do we notice any how many Templars are in Templar Park?
Not as many as you would expect, honestly. It seems like there were more along the gates and there were more in the slums, but you can definitely tell the quality of life in here is much better. Those who do work and live here are at a higher standard.
Is there a nice is there a nice fountain in Templar Park?
Yeah, there's
Right.
probably like a big one somewhere with a statue of not Chris, but maybe an important apostle.
It's actually Victor, and nobody knows because the statue of Victor. It's actually like a memorial. it's just a memorial. It's just Victor died. I think.
Victor came here.
it's the memorial is just like a statue of Victor, and like there's water spitting out of like something in his fucking Templar mask, and just at the bottom is like a stone that just says Victor. And it just says this.
Oh my god, what does it say?
Problem.
Wow. Alright,
Dead.
so is there anything you guys want to do in Templar Park?
I'm gonna discern realities. I actually just need one, but I don't even get. Never mind.
All discern realities.
There you go.
Hey, what here is not what it appears to be.
You're noticing people are kind of talking in hushed whispers. As nice as this place looks, there isn't any, like, obvious loud conversations. Whatever business is going on in the Templar Park, it's happening behind the scenes.
Pardon me.
Actually, since we've got time, do we have enough time for me to level up? Because
Waiting for 8 o'clock.
So,
let's
let's see, that would be taking a rest.
I don't know, just sit by the fountain.
This is a nice, serene park.
Yeah, just sit by the
Make
fountain.
camp. When you settle in to consume a ration,
Excuse me.
Basically,
rations
we break for lunch, just sit by a
Yeah.
fountain, have a picnic.
We're just at a
No,
cafe.
that's exactly what you guys do. You guys can just break for lunch here, and you can level up.
Actually, can we slightly retcon this and say we broke for lunch at the Long Arm before we came here?
You could do that too.
I mean,
Up
I
to
just
you
feel
guys.
that's
I try,
maybe we
like-
took a. We could have
Oh, no,
also
but-
taken a picnic lunch to go.
No. I'm thinking more that like we go to like I don't know like. I like to imagine the Templars have like a chain fast food restaurant. They have in the Templar Park that we're eating at.
It's called the Righteous
McChris.
Burger.
It's McChris.
Would anybody like a time apple?
No, yeah. I say we're brunching at like a Templar cafe.
We're at the food court.
Man, I'm sad that we didn't stop at the Long Arm since I wanted to try one of those King brand steaks.
So we're at
Oh,
the
They're in the
Oh,
shape of
amazing.
King's face.
God, wwhy?
You
See
buy them
his
at
beauty.
boutiques.
So I can just level up now.
Sure. You guys park beside a nice fountain. There's a nice park inside the park with a shrub.
Park is it?
The Templars, they got a whole bush.
So,
Yeah.
as you guys are camping, you notice that there are like the occasional patrols, but the patrols are much lighter here. Is there anything you guys want to do in the park?
I mean,
Already, I failed my discern
Rikoya
realities
looks
roll,
around
so
feeling
no.
like Rikoya looks around feeling this is a good place. He should live here.
I'm gonna spout lore on Templar Park.
Sure.
I'm not quite sure what I'm after yet, but I'll work that out after the roll. Okay.
So, okay, what do you want to know?
So just the history of the place, like, did they establish it right when the Templars started getting a serious presence here, or was this like something they did when they were already settled in? Because they have this place and they have market and mercantile. Like,
Sure.
where did they
So,
start spreading from, essentially?
This used to be more of a community center before the Templars arrived and took it over.
Kaywold had
Why?
a community center?
Baywold was a lot smaller back then, and maybe the southern reaches of the Templar Park.
Well, all we are making camp. Also, I just want to share a headcanon I have. It is my. I think that Joaquin is in fact still asleep in the Long Arm Tavern.
Probably.
Just upstairs.
After it was destroyed and rebuilt, he's still in there asleep.
He was still sleeping. That's what happened.
Probably. Alright, so yeah, anything else?
I guess not.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty much.
Harvest.
I do actually ask Ricario, like, I just turn to him and say, so, you're a man of Chris, aren't you?
Yeah. Sometimes, most of the time, yeah, what?
So, you don't mind what we're doing with the Templars? We're going to go and nick their stuff.
Oh, oh, I'm not really a Templar Christology believer. I'm more of a casual Christology believer.
Wow, fucking
see-
casual.
I'm going to spout lore on the Templar Order. Oh my god. Just, yeah. I mean, that works. Just Eustace says something interesting about the Templars as a whole.
It's
Sweet,
like,
tell us something interesting about the Templars.
Okay.
You're
Something-
speaking as Eustace.
Oh, wait,
Briefly.
hold on. Sorry, Swede. Sorry. I have to
Sorry?
do this.
Okay. He's thinking my fucking-
Not necessarily, I want to make it clear, not necessarily about these Templars here in town, just about the Templar Order as a whole.
Alright, take it away, Swede.
Okay. Something interesting about the Templars. Let's see. Well, these are not the only Templars in the world, but they're like the far south Templars are by far the most successful ones. If that makes sense.
Ooh, that actually really works in character for Eustace.
Yeah.
oh, by the
So
way,
there are the Templars, but only the far south ones that have really been successful.
I, as well, we're at the park, we're basically having a picnic. I spend an hour in contemplation of my spell book, and I swap out telepathy for invisibility.
Okay.
So, like,
I
some people sit under a tree and read a nice novel, I just sit under a tree and read a nice spell book.
Let's see, Barnaby. As you're kind of glancing through your spell book, you notice, a young man, is walking towards a building carrying, like, a large crate when he fails his dexterity check and trips and, like, drops the crate and spills, a ton of stuff out on the floor.
actually
I
breakneck kid.
run over to help
It's
him.
breakneck kid.
I run over to help the breakneck kid's brother.
Alright. So it's a young man, probably like 17 or something, 16. And his crate was knocked over. And you notice you're an inventor,
I've got a move for this, as I go to help him.
do you?
Yeah,
What's your move?
let me see that. When you take a few moments to handle or examine something interesting, ask the GM two of the following questions the GM must answer truthfully. What does this do? Who made this? What's wrong with this? And how might I fix it? Or what has been done most recently with this or to this?
Interesting. Great. Alright. So this young man is carrying this box and he tips it over and drops it. Out comes what look like a bunch of raw materials, kind of like metals, and then what look like a few kind of experimental rifles just like fall out of this crate.
I immediately go for the experimental rifle. And I kind of like, in a way, like, I don't know what this is. Like, do you need help with this? I say, picking up by the barrel and, like, the thing while I'm just examining it very quickly.
The thing.
He looks up at you and says, "Oh, thank you, but yes, please, be very careful. That's very unstable." And he like reaches out for it.
Why? Barnaby asks, eyeing down the barrel.
Yeah, I don't eye down the barrel, but I kind of like pretending to be an idiot, or I don't need to pretend to be an idiot, but like I just kind of pull away with him, just kind of like walk and say, "Why? This is very interesting, isn't it?"
All right, go ahead and roll it.
I don't even have to roll. It's just
Oh, okay.
I just need to handle it for what counts as a few moments, so that's why I'm
Yeah.
like buying time.
Okay, yeah. He is like picking up stuff and putting it back into the crate. Like you notice there's like a few ingots of, like of metal you've never seen and stuff like that.
I
And-
really need to get one of those metals as well, but I'll save it for after this. So, first question:
He's reaching back after you. you
yeah,
know.
who made this? Yeah, first off, who made this?
Let's see. You don't see any special like initials on it, but you definitely see like the symbol of Chris like etched into the barrel.
I'm more like,
And then there's like some holy text like etched in 3 different areas in like a circular pattern around the barrel.
okay. I was more like, do I like might happen to know the person who would be capable of inventing something like this, or have I got nothing like that? Because like Barnaby knew a lot of inventors back in his time in Alpha Time.
Sure.
His backstory.
Yeah. What's their name?
Oh, that's tough. You're gonna have to give me a moment on that one. Just to think up a name that isn't complete garbage, even though it will be.
Barnaby.
I'll just go to the second question while I think of that one. Aside from anything else, what has been done most recently with this or to this? You know, aside from dropped.
It looks like it's been magically modified.
So yeah, another inventor like me can do magical bullshit. I like turn around and I hand it back to him and say, "Oh, terribly sorry. It's just that's fascinating, truly fascinating. Hey, look over there."
And
Oh my
he
God.
looks like, huh?
I reach down, grab a bit of metal, and pocket it.
Alright, will
Oh
you
my God.
roll plus dex for me?
Yes.
Cool.
Sweet.
That was
Yeah.
the dumbest fucking thing I could have done.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
but it
Barnaby.
worked.
I know.
You have scraps of metal.
Magical
Uh,
scraps of metal.
He looks back and says, "Oh, yes, sorry, I didn't, oh, okay."
You must have missed it.
And he takes back the gun and puts it into the crate and says, "Thank you for the help. I need to be going." And he like rushes off.
Oh,
As this boy rushes off from a distance, can Eustace discern reality on him?
Sure.
Okay, yeah, that, what is about to happen? Where is he going, essentially? What?
Let's see. You do know that there is a Templar headquarters located in the park. Think of it as more like a barracks.
Okay.
Okay.
It's pretty easy to judge. He's going that direction.
Question, just for the future. I took Pesunia Nonole, which is, as long as you have capital to your name, you take +1 forward to all rolls involving social graces. Does I've got people for that count as a roll involving social graces?
No. That's more, oh, hey, I know who can do this job.
That's true.
Not, like, trying to charm your way into something.
Also, I got the name for the inventor. The inventor's name is Gideon Sorowitz.
Gideon Sorowitz.
His cousin is gleeful.
Is Sorowitz already a name?
Actually, while we're breaking for Universe in lunch, before we stop breaking for lunch, could we take like a 5-minute bathroom break?
Yeah, definitely.
Sure.
Reconvene at 4:15.
Cool.
Oh boy, oh boy, boy.
Alright, see you tomorrow.
Well,
Ha!
Goddamn Londoners. Get on the right time zone.
I am.
No.
I know
Yeah,
you
we
are.
GMT, bitch.
Hey.